Welcome to STARS Launch Pod, where we chat with innovators who are overcoming challenges, pushing boundaries, and collaborating to make space more accessible and sustainable for humanity, one launch at a time.
It's one small step for man.
Here's your host, Susan Wise.
Welcome to STARS Launch Pod, Space, Technology, and Research Sciences, brought to you by starsciences.org, where we connect, collaborate, and accelerate. I'm your host, Susan Wise, and pleased to have with us Aerospace engineer and director of Mars Desert Research Station, Sergei Iakymov. Welcome.
Thank you, Susan. It's nice to be here.
We're so glad to have you on board, and especially when it comes to talking about Mars. I love all of this. That's so exciting right now, you know?
Everyone wants to get on Mars.
We do. Tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Yeah, my current role is basically to be involved in analog space simulations, and I hold a position of director of Mars Desert Research Station, which is a research facility in the middle of the Utah Desert. It's a remote environment and extreme as well. And we do any kind of human factor and geology and maybe technology testing on that particular site. And it's a very interesting job. And I got to see a lot of people from around the world, like from Europe, from ESA, from different universities, and see what kind of project everyone have in mind and want to test to advance human space exploration.
So what are you currently working on right now to further the space industry?
Well, my particular role just to run operations. So I make sure that every scientist, student, or engineer who comes to the station have everything what they need to have to conduct that research. So my current role just to run the station, make sure that it operates normally in nominal. And basically, it's very hard to do in that environment in the middle of the desert. And also I support any kind of logistic. I do select the crews who come to the station, and they also personally do some minor repairs, maintenance, if I am on site and it's necessary. And beside that, I also do some work with the NASA Johnson Space Center as a test subject. And in last year, I took a part in 2 different analog simulation. One of them is Human Exploration Research Analog. It's HERA. So I spent 45 days in a confined environment.
Wow.
At JSC. So we simulated our expedition to Mars, sometime on Mars, and fly back to Earth. And the second one, I took a part of physiological testing also at JSC. It calls Exploration Atmosphere. We did test some protocols for Artemis 3 moon expedition.
Wow, you are very busy and a kind of a jack of all trades, actually having to work on things sometimes. I have to mention, recently, my husband and I went on a camping trip, and I don't know if you've ever seen the Badlands. We went through
I think I heard about Badlands.
Yes, but I'm looking around at this. It's so, it looks otherworldly. It looks like it's Mars to me. It looks like it's not here on this planet. I can only imagine what it looks like at your station in the desert.
Yeah, it's very remote, very isolated. It actually looks like Mars because of red clay from Jurassic era when dinosaurs lived on Earth. And we even have dinosaur quarry just a few miles away from the station.
Wow. That almost sounds like Bryce Canyon a little bit.
Yeah, it's very Mars-like environment.
Mm-hmm. What has been your biggest aha moment? Like something that just made you go, yes.
Well, I think my biggest aha moment was realization how much needs to be done to safely conduct a space expedition, and how many small things needs to be done according to regulations, specs, starting from the very beginning, like even just material manufacturing. And to bring an analogy, it's like an opening a can of worms where each worm has own can of worms.
Yes, even more.
Yeah.
Sergey, what has been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it?
My biggest challenge probably was when I moved to US more than 8 years ago. I started to work in American aerospace industry, and I met just so many specs regulations that I never seen before in my life. And there was only one way to overcome it, just to work a lot and study. And the company where I worked in the beginning did metal manufacturing, and I asked to try every position in the company. So I learned everything like how to drive a truck, forklift, how to set up and fix a laser cutting machine, for example.
Wow.
Yeah, and sometimes I ran like 16-hour shifts just to be able to understand everything.
Wow. That's a lot of work. You just kind of have to jump in and go for it, I guess.
Yeah, I
What, what
agree.
would what would be a piece of advice that you would like to share with our listeners?
Piece of advice, I
Mhm.
think in my 15 years plus career, I am very grateful that I had an opportunity to work on the uh, something I love to do. So my advice, find what you love to do, stick to it, and no matter what, do it. It's a simple advice, but it could be not easy to do sometimes, depends on many things, and become a great expert in that area.
I want to go back real quick to your when you were a test subject for, I guess, for NASA, and you spent
Yes.
45 days, you said?
Yes, correct.
Just give me an example of what an average day would be like for you.
The average day was, for example, I wake up 7 a.m. with the music, what from mission control, and then have a brief like saliva test, sometimes blood test before your breakfast. Then have a, I would say it could have been a space breakfast, but unfortunately in that simulation we didn't have a lot of space food. Most of that food was just basically camping food, just
Ah,
freeze-dried
okay.
food, stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Because
And
I know that's going to
then,
be an issue. We're going to have to grow our own food and be able to sustain lives.
yes, I agree. Yes. And then the day starts, so you have your schedule, the same software what astronauts have on board of an ISS. Basically, it moves from one side of your screen to another in the red line, which you need to make sure that you catch up with that red line, and
Yeah.
you have to work fast.
So
And
they have you on a schedule.
yeah, and then there are many tasks. For example, a virtual EVA on Mars. We had 4 crew members, 2 crew members played EVA members they've been in VR glasses and basically been walking on Mars in a VR environment. And other 2 crew members, they've been drone pilots. They've been basically flying drones and next to those first 2 crew members, and also playing mission control for current EVA. And it was usually about 2 hours per day, but it was one of the funniest exercise we had. And that environment is very realistic.
Wow.
And we had a lot of human factor research, a lot of questionnaires, like crazy amount of questionnaires. Another exercise what we've done, it's work with Canadarm simulator, the same what astronauts have on ISS. And we needed to catch cargo spaceship and do it like 15 times in a row, and then jump into the questionnaires like
Mhm.
cognitive testing, and do it right away and see how all of that stress affects our judgment, I would say. We also had a lot of technology demonstration, like augmented reality glasses we needed to test, and other augmented reality stuff. We had a small hydroponic where we grow some lettuce, but we weren't allowed to eat that lettuce, just to grow it and set it out for testing. And we also had a very fun task to grow triops shrimp. It's like a desert shrimp that lives in the ponds in the desert. They only live for 30 days. And we had a task to grow that shrimp in the small fish tank.
Yeah.
And that was one of another funniest task we had during that mission.
Never name your fish. Never give them names. That's what I've always learned.
We made that mistake. We gave all of them names.
No, don't do that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Well,
So-
it was very sad when they all died because we had a power outage during
Oh,
the
gosh.
mission, and they needed to have a specific water temperature, and during that outage it got changed, and they didn't survive that.
I mean, and it makes you realize just how delicate that situation is. Those are things you have. I mean, that's kind of a good thing that it happened because it was an opportunity to learn. So,
Yes.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we wrap up here, I do want to ask if you have maybe a past or present passion project, something that you're very passionate about and means a lot to you.
There is one project. Since I was a kid, I always wanted to be an astronaut, and I still have that dream, and I still want to do it. And well, we shall see how it goes.
I think you're becoming fully prepared. So I bet it happens. I'll bet you right here and now that it happens. I hope it
Thank
does.
you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sergei Iakymov, for joining us, aerospace engineer and director of Mars Desert Research Station. We're so glad to have you on today.
Thank you so much, Susan. It was a real pleasure to speak to you.
Now, you be sure and join us where we connect, collaborate, and accelerate. We'd like to invite you to join starsciences.org to receive a free 1-year membership. Enter the promo code FRIENDS321. That's FRIENDS321, starsciences.org. And if you enjoyed the episode, leave us a review, subscribe, and until next time, keep looking up.
Don't miss an episode. Subscribe on your favorite streaming platform. Watch us on YouTube and follow us on social media. Stars Launch Pod, propelling us forward, one launch at a time.